many misconceptions about knives. One major misconception is in a knife attack, someone will come at you like this. And so oftentimes people are taught to defend like this, to defend vertical knife strikes. But the reality is most knife strikes come in like that, and it's much more difficult to defend against than this. The other misconception about knives is when someone is with a knife, they come at you like this. And the reality of knives is most knife attacks happen like this. Like all of a sudden you see someone and then all of a sudden you see a knife. Or it's too late by the time it gets to you. That's why if you're ever in public, you want to always maintain distance between people, especially when you're around sketchy people or homeless people. Well, people you don't know. People you don't know. I'm not saying, walk next to your friends like, hi, how you doing? How's your day going?
5 feet away.
With that being said, if you maintain safe distance between you and opponents, attacker or people outside, that moment of say someone you're like this close to someone, that moment of this becomes that moment of this. Having to walk. That saves you 1 to 2 seconds, which can absolutely save your life. So Matt, I'm going to toss you this. See? All right. Oh no, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Give me my attacker. So we'll just square it to him. So 2 things to remember about knife attackers. One is in order for them to stab you, they have to get within this range. Obviously, some knives are longer than others. Most knives are about this long, but he has to get within an arm's length of you to hurt you. So if he is this far from you, your first instinct should be maintain this distance. Your second instinct should be, okay, can I push distance and then continue the distance by running away? And then your second instinct should be protect your internal organs. So if he's stabbing me here, right here, that's getting me into major organs. I know my ribs are here, but blades go right through ribs often, and once an organ is punctured, you're pretty much dead within minutes. So anytime someone's coming in and stabbing, you want to push out like that. So yeah, just tap it. So I was really quick there. You see, all I'm doing is from my center line, pushing down and out with the outside of my arm. Your arm, feel here, this is squishy. All this is all your veins and capillaries and everything. It hurts, right?
It hurts.
It hurts because all your nerve endings and capillaries, arteries are all running through here. On this side, it's hard because your bone's right here. So you want your hard end to match the knife end. And if you have opportunity, if you ever have like a bag on you or a sweater in your arms, you want to put the bag or the sweater between you and the knife. So if you have a bag, it'd be like that or something, because you always want to keep the sharp end away from you. So our first exercise for the day is Jared and Matt will be stabbing at you guys, and you guys will be defending your organs.
That's effective, huh? Let's try this one.
You got me. I've been done.
Go.
Right now we're just deflecting the blade. Step. So right now we're just deflecting the blade. Right now we're just deflecting the blade. So all this is doing is delaying the inevitable. You're just pushing out. All it's doing is like, okay, get the knife away from me. Get the knife away from me. So what you want to also do is create moments in the session. And the way to do that is with your opponent, you want to have him stunned for a second. So what you're going to do is this arm, stabbing him, and do this at the same time. And once you have this one in here, we can add on to it after we drill, boom, at the same time. So we're going to have our knife attackers this time be much more aggressive. Try and really attack you. Try and really stab you instead of just going. And now what we're going to do is, when you retreat from this, when this comes down to deflect the blade, this end comes up and strikes. We will have punching pads like this, so we'll strike the pad, not the face.
There you go. See, once I'm stunned, I can't double stab you.
Go.
It's good. It's good.
One more time.
Over your footwork.
Ladies,
when you see that coming towards you, you're like, I know that look. I know exactly
I already got it marked up for you. I ain't got to finish
Forget
them
about
off.
it, huh? Oh, yeah. So, you do the first move, you block, and then you just spin and block. It's the same thing as
It's good, it's fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
Don't worry about it. They'll come back.
Yeah, and really deflect the blade, because right now you're just like make sure, because like try and strong arm her a bit more.
Okay.
Don't worry about like missing.
Well, when you're
Someone's not getting attacked,
Good.
they'll be
not back, that's the back up part, that's for when you're just trying to evade.
So now what we have is, of course, deflecting the blade like this. But here's an awesome thing about a knife. Knives are angled, so anytime you deflect, you can also say deflect like this, as to where the blade gets bent, or deflect like this. Anytime you deflect and cross the blade into itself, it creates tension on him. And if he's holding tight, like I can work that into bars and stuff. Or if I come like this, I can get the wrist immediately like that. So what we're going to practice is just us holding out the knife in front of you, and with both your arms either crossing like this into yourself, or crossing like this into yourself. So the idea is you want to bend, you want to push this one direction or the other, and you want to immobilize this with your arm, or with your arm.
So basically when you do that, it's like taking the knife out of their hand.
Exactly. And it's not saying, oh, give me the knife. It's saying you're going to let go by angling it out.
And then you can use it on them, right? Counterfeit it?
Exactly. The idea is you want to immediately get the knife away from yourself. The best way to do that is to disarm them.
Make sure you don't touch the blade part though, or it'll slice you.
Well, the idea is there are 5 rules with knives. You will get cut a lot.
Or what about up? You will get cut up.
Okay. You will also get cut up. That last word doesn't matter because, you will get cut if there's a knife. So it's better to get cut on your hands than on your liver. Liver's on the right side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Better on your hands
I
than
think
your
I
liver.
had 2 livers, or is that lungs?
That's kidneys.
Oh, kidneys.
And lungs. But you're not grabbing it like this. Because if you grab it like this, all you're doing is holding it. Well, exactly. Well, see how they do that? Ah, now I can't use my hands. So what you want to do is, you're not grabbing the blade, you're manipulating it with your hands. And it's always also better if you get to the handle. If there's a big handle, go for the handle. But if it's like a big long blade like this, just open hand like that. Or open hand like that. So we'll just hold the knives out and you guys will manipulate the blade, see how to disarm. It's just a cut. Stabbing. So the idea is, instead of deflecting here, like what we did, now you're crossing as to where your body becomes here, and this stays here. Everything stays in front so they can't stab you. And then this goes like this. This goes like this. And that's it. Yeah, and then from this side, so if you're doing this, once it gets out to here, all it is this.
You don't need that much.
Basically, when you're on something,
Like really try and stab it. Like seriously.
You're attacking my fingers.
I know some people.
You want to really try and stab it? See, even if it gets to there, even if you miss the blade, because of the way you're moving your hands, the arm slips into it. So even if you do this maneuver, you end up in an arm bar or wrist. Try to stab it. Sorry. One more time. Oh, here's the thing too. When you bring this up like this, your arm, strike, and in that moment, that's when you cross. So, strike, bring it up.
So last time you did it with just your one arm.
Yeah. Yeah. Ready? Straight and across. So with this, it's boom, and it's already coming up here, and I'm manipulating your arm to tilt the blade down with my hand, and then this just brings it across. So I'll hold it out there for you. Exactly. See how the knife does that? And then at that moment, take the hand over. Well, you're holding the blade, it's okay. I'm not anymore. That's better than me holding it and doing this to your hand. And then the other way, let's try the other way. The other way is hold it out. Like this. See? Ready? I'll hold it out there and you try this one. Yep. No, that was right. That was right. That was right, don't worry. So hold it out there and you do it.
This arm should go over.
I'll hold it tighter, but you can still do it the same. Yep, that's right. It shouldn't, because it's something that's unbelievable that I'm just letting go, but you're doing it right. My wrist is feeling the pressure and I just let go. Want to try?
Sure.
Made Mad Matt. Here you go, sir.
Are you making a sauce?
So, as I said earlier, anytime you have a gun or a knife presented in front of you, if they're asking for money, it's not worth your life. If they're asking for your car keys, it's not worth your life. But if they are threatening your life, that is when it is time to implement these techniques that you hopefully will continue to practice. So here's the gun, finger down and out, just so it's broken. So when you're faced with the gun here, you always, opposite of a knife, you want to maintain close distance. Because if you're here, there's nothing you can do to disarm the gun. You can try and kick it, that's stupid, because they're going to do that. They're going to, I'll kick it. Go ahead. You'll kick it, you'll miss, and you get shot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or if you hit it, then what's going to happen?
Someone was stupid enough to try to kick me when I had a gun at the gym. You're evil.
I've heard stories of people actually who've trained Taekwondo their whole life where they've kicked a gun out in a real life situation. But like Jared has said earlier, that's something you train your whole life for. And it's more effective to train for something where you can learn it in a quicker and it'd be more effective anyways. Because if you kick a gun out, you have to train your whole life to do it. The gun's over there and your attacker's still here. But in this situation, you want to maintain close distance. Say, if they're over here and they say, okay, give me your money. Like, okay, here's my money. And then give them your money. And
I'm going to kill you anyway.
They're killing you anyways. Okay, well now you're at this distance. So what you want to do is first immobilize the slide of the gun. The slide of the gun is the mechanism in the gun that is on top of the gun. So if you immobilize it, it can only shoot once. And then if it only shoots once, the next bullet in the gun doesn't come into the chamber, making it a one-shot deal. So as long as your hand is on here, you can keep pulling the trigger, and that once that first bullet goes, nothing else will come out because the slide hasn't done this. So what you're going to be, oh no, wow, that's a heavy wind. blood stain, everyone.
I didn't do it.
Yeah. So what you want your goal to be is to do things like we did practice simultaneously. So you want to simultaneously step out of the way and at the same time put your hand on the gun. So when you do that, the motion looks like that. Step 2 after you get your hand on the gun and your body out of the way is take this hand, push it here, and with this hand you're rotating it here. So he's doing this. So now, want to see it full speed? So we'll just do the computation. So,
Give me your money.
all right, here, take it.
I'm sorry, but I don't leave any witnesses.
Okay. I don't either.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is like we did earlier with the knives. You're gonna hold the gun here and you're gonna practice those 2 steps. Once again, first step to the side and second. So I'll just be here with the gun. You guys can line up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say what I said with it.
Yes.
Give you money.
Okay.
Give you money. In the trunk.
Together. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope during the summer we're gonna work inside.
You're gonna
You do it right in that grass.
Okay.
give me your money. Give me your money.
Bang.
If I'm outside
Give me money.
and the heat too long, my body heats up with the sun.
Bang.
Dang.
Well, we'll do it right there.
Remember, this is what you're fighting
Either
against.
there or inside the room.
Fill the test.
So, speed is key.